Now students, the next topic is the quantum numbers. What are quantum numbers? Actually these are the numbers which gives idea or which gives us information about the complete address of electron in an atom, that in which orbit, in which orbital, in which form electron is present in an atom, and what is the energy of electron. So there are four types of quantum numbers which gives the value of complete address of a cell. We have learned about the Schrödinger wave equation. The Schrödinger gave an idea about the quantum numbers. He gave the idea about the three quantum numbers, that is principal quantum number, azimuthal and magnetic quantum number, whereas later on the spin quantum number was also given. Okay, now so there are four type of quantum number which gives us information about the complete address of electron in an atom. First is principal quantum number represented by N. Second is azimuthal represented by L. Third is magnetic quantum number represented by small symbol m, or last is the spin quantum number. So let's start with the principal quantum number. The principal quantum number was first of all given by Bohr. Means Bohr gave the idea about the principal quantum number. Okay, actual idea about principal quantum number was given by Bohr, and this quantum number actually represent the name of orbits or shells. Okay, also about the size of the orbit or shells, and also about the energy. So this quantum number gives us information about the size, about the name, as well as about the energy of a shell or orbit. Okay, why? Because for n is equals to 1, that is for number of shell, n is equals to 1, we know its name will be K. Okay, and energy we can get by the formula that we have derived, that is minus 13.6 z square upon n square. So by that formula we can calculate the energy, as well as size also. If the means number of shells increases, that is radius of an atom increases, then ultimately the size of the atom also increases. So this quantum number gives information about size, name, energy, and energy of orbit or shell. One more thing is there, to calculate the number of orbitals. To calculate the number of orbitals in an orbit or shell, there is a formula, that is n square. By this formula we can calculate the number of orbitals in a shell. Orbitals are of 4 types, that is S, P, D, F, G, F and G, that you will study at the college level, not in our syllabus actually. So orbitals is equals to n square. So for n is equals to 1, the number of orbitals must be 1. That is, in n is equals to 1, 1 s orbital is there. For n is equals to 2, the how many orbitals will be there? 2 square. That means 4 orbitals will be there. That is 2s and 2p. 3p orbitals are there, that is px, py and pz, and 1 s orbital. So total will be 4. For n is equals to 3, the number of orbitals will be 9. That is 3s, 3p and 3d. In 3d, 5 3d orbitals are there, means present at the same time, 3p and 1s. So overall 9. So in the same way, we can calculate the number of orbitals in a shell with the help of principal quantum number. Next is, the principal quantum number is also helpful to calculate the angular momentum of any shell. Since the angular momentum is given by mvr is equals to nh upon 2 pi. So here n represents the number of principal quantum number, that is the number of shell. So for n is equals to 1, the value of angular momentum will be mvr is equals to h upon 2 pi. For n is equals to 5, the value of angular momentum will be 5h upon 2 pi. So in this way we can calculate the value of angular momentum of each orbit. Next, one more thing is there. To calculate the number of electrons in a particular orbit, we can also use the formula, that is 2n square. This formula is to calculate the number of electrons in a shell. 2 into, for example, for n is equals to 1. For n is equals to 1, the number of electrons will be 2 into 1 square is equals to 2. So in 1s, 2 electrons will be present. For n is equals to 3, the number of electrons will be 2 into 3 square is equals to 18. We know that 2 electrons over here, 12 as well, 2, then 6 and then 10. So overall 18 electrons will be present like this. So this is the principal quantum number. Now the next type of quantum number is the azimuthal quantum number. It is also called the secondary quantum number, or it is also called the subsidiary quantum number. It is represented by L. Okay, so here we will draw a diagram like this is a nucleus, okay, Ze plus Ze, and these are the orbits, or these are the shells. So the value of number of shells, that is n is equals to 1, that is K, L, M, N and so on. This information is given by principal quantum number, that in which shell the electron is present, what is the energy of shell, what is the name of shell. These all information is given by the principal quantum number. Second one is azimuthal quantum number. It was given by Sommerfeld, and this quantum number is represented by L. The value of L is given by n minus 1. Okay. The value of azimuthal quantum number actually gives us information about the type of orbitals present in any shell, okay, and also the number of electrons present in the these orbitals. It also gives information about the number of subshells present in an orbital. Okay, so let's do. So number one thing, it gives information about the type of orbital, okay, present in a orbit. So the type of orbital present in a orbit, let's draw a table. How it represents? Suppose here we are writing the value of n, here we are writing the value of L, and here we are writing the value, the type of orbital. So this is a small table. Okay. For the value of n is equals to 1, that is for K shell, the value of L will be n minus 1, that is 0, and the value of L is 0 for the s orbital. You have to remember that if L is equals to 0, then which type of orbital is there? S orbital having spherical shape. Second, if value of n is equals to 2, then the value of L is equals to 1, and value of L is equals to 1 for p orbital, which is dumbbell shape. Third one is, if value of n is equals to 3, then the value of L will be 2. It will be d orbital. If value of L is equals to 4, then value of L will be 3 and it is f orbital. If value of n is equals to 5, value of L will be 4 and it will be g orbital. Okay, and so on. GH and so on. Okay, so in this way we can get the information of type of orbital with the help of the azimuthal quantum number. So azimuthal quantum number gives us information about the type of orbital. Next thing is that this quantum number also gives us information about the number of subshells present in an orbital. How many number of shells are present in an orbital? For example, the number of subshells. This is given by the formula 2L plus 1. So let's calculate the number of subshells, that is 2l plus 1. So for l is equals to 0, the value of l is equals to 1. That is in s orbital one subshell is there, that is s. In case of l, the value of subshell 2l plus 1 will be 3. So that is there are 3 subshells in p orbital, that is 3x, that is px, py, pz. In case of the l is equals to 2, 4 means for d orbital, 5 number of subshells are there, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square, y square and dz square. For f orbital 7, for the g orbital we will put here and we will get the value 9. So these are the number of shells which we get from this type of orbital. And one more thing, to calculate the number of electrons present in these subshells, total number of electron, we are having the formula, that is 2 into 2l plus 1. So in this orbital 2 electrons will be there. This is number of electrons. And here 6 electron will be there, here 10, here 14, here 18. So in this way we can calculate the total number of electron also. What are L? So in any orbital it gives information about the type of orbital. Like in K, that is n is equals to 1. Which type of orbital is there? That is S. So n is equals to 1 has only S orbital in which 2 electrons are present and only one subshell is there. In case of n is equals to 2, 3 p orbitals are there. That is, it is how many subshells are there? For p only, na? So for n is equals to the value of n is equals, so 3 subshells are there. So in case of n orbital, 3 p orbitals will also be there along with the s orbital. Okay. So this is all information which we get from the azimuthal quantum number. One more thing, in a particular orbital, the angular momentum, orbital angular momentum of electron is also given by the azimuthal quantum number, that is L into L plus 1 into h. This is the formula for the orbital angular momentum. Now the next type of quantum number is the magnetic quantum number. The magnetic quantum number is represented by ML. Okay, the magnetic quantum number actually gives us information about the orientation of electron in magnetic field, and the value of magnetic quantum number will be given by minus L2 plus L. Okay. So actually it gives information about the orientation of magnetic electron in magnetic field, as well as also about the number of orbitals. Okay, that is the number of orbitals. For example, the value of L is equals to 0. The value of L is equals to 0. Then for value of L is equals to 0, the type of orbital will be s orbital, that we have get the information from the azimuthal quantum number. So here the number of these s orbitals will also be represented by the magnetic quantum number. So it will be 0. That is 0. That means total we can count total, that is 0. That is 1. So 1 s orbital will be 1. Okay, that is 1 s, or the number of s orbital will be 1. Then for L is equals to 1, the type of orbital is p, and in case of p, the value of magnetic quantum number will be minus 1, 0, plus 1. So it actually represents the orientation. Okay, and how many are there? That is p. So 3 orbitals are there in p subshell, or we can say p orbit. Okay. Then next p subshell, then next one, the next one is for L is equals to 2, the value of the type of orbital will be d. So how many number of orbitals are there in d subshell? It will be given by minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So overall how many orbitals will be there? 5. So in F, how many orbitals will be there? Total 7 orbitals will be there. So this type of quantum number is actually used to calculate the value of the number of orbitals. Okay. Okay, now the next type of quantum number is the spin quantum number. Now the next type of quantum number is the spin quantum number, which gives us information about the direction of a spin of an electron. Okay, it was given by Goldsmith and Vansberg. So the spin quantum number, it gives us information about the direction of spin of electron. So there are two directions of the spin of electron. One is clockwise and second one is anti-clockwise. Okay. The clockwise spin is represented by this type of arrow and anti-clockwise spin is represented by this arrow. In a particular orbital, when electrons are filled, means in one orbital, maximum two electrons can be filled. So in case both the electrons are filled at the same time, so they are represented by the symbol like this. So if both are filled at the same time, then we are using the symbol. Okay, so electron means half arrow is there. So this is the spin quantum number, which gives us direction. This is the clockwise spin and this electron will show anti-clockwise spin.